The Stones finally got to play the New Orleans Jazz Festival. The Stones were originally scheduled to play the festival in 2019, but had to cancel after Mick's heart-related procedure that forced the band to cancel their entire tour, which included the festival date. However, they finally graced the stage at the New Orleans Jazz Festival, much to the delight of the 40,000 capacity crowd. There were two obvious highlights on this show, the first being the appearance of Dwayne Dupsy on Let It Bleed. You know, the Stones are always about tradition and heritage and connecting the dots when it comes to their music and the music that inspired them. And so for them to invite this great musician on stage on the song Let It Bleed was a natural choice, and the results were fantastic. Dwayne absolutely rocked it, and it really put a cool twist on a classic. And of course, the pearl of the evening was Irma Thomas joining the Stones on stage for a rendition of Time Is On My Side. This was extremely special for a couple reasons. This is the first time the Stones have played Time Is On My Side since 1998. And secondly, it was Irma Thomas's version of Time Is On My Side that they first heard that inspired them to record their own version. That you wanna be free, wanna be It's a joy to watch. Mick, the true gentleman, really allowing Miss Thomas to lead the song and also engage in a sweet duet between the two. It's a very fine and careful vocal by Mick, and Irma looking right at home with the Stones. Just wonderful, and for sure a highlight so far of the tour. Tonight was the night they also brought out Whole Wide World into the set. They switched out Mess It Up for Whole Wide World, and it sounded very good. We should all note, this is a tough song for Mick to sing. The two times they've played it, you can see Mick take quite a breath at the end of it. It's a runaway train of a song, and props to Mick for spitting out all those lyrics. Breath control, folks. Since the first show opening in Houston, I've gotten a mix of comments coming through the channel. A lot of people are pleased with what they're seeing so far, but then there are also a group of people who are concerned for the state of the band right now. For example, here's a comment from loyal Hangfire watcher, the Hal Robot. I've watched several videos of the two shows and new tour. I think Keith is getting too old to give a performance like he used to. His playing is getting worse and worse. At the Jazz Fest, he even started the Gimme Shelter intro sitting down. I was always afraid of the day this would happen, but I think this is the last tour. Keith can't do it anymore. What do you think, Justin? Am I overreacting? Well, first off, thank you, the Hell Robot, for that comment. It echoes a lot of what I've been seeing online, be it on social media or the usual fan pages. And here are just a few thoughts about that. Regarding Gimme Shelter and Keith sitting down during the intro, that's nothing particularly new. He did that a lot during the 2021 tour. I specifically remember him sitting down front and center on the Hollywood, Florida stage during the final show of the 2021 tour. In fact, I think for most of that tour, he played the intro sort of behind Steve's kit, seated. I think it's just Keith wanting to make sure he can nail that intro because perhaps he needs just a little bit more leverage in the grip sitting down because the way he likes to play it involves a little bit of a weird hammer-on with his ring finger that he may miss if his hand is all the way down there when he's playing it standing up. So I think he wants to take advantage of having a more control over the guitar and the fretboard if he were sitting down, which if the results are a better performance of the intro of the song, then I'm all for it. So with that being said, secondly, we have to remember that this is their first string of performances since 2022, pretty close to 2 years. We tend to think that last year, 2023, they were very busy because they were with Hackney Diamonds, but they were busy in the studio. I'm not counting the New York City gig that happened in the fall of 2023 to celebrate the release of Hackney Diamonds. That was a one-off gig, and a week of rehearsals for a 45-minute gig is by no means enough to get you into playing mode. So with that being said, I think what we're looking at is the rust taking a little bit longer to come off in these first few shows. Specifically with Keith, the reports are he was getting over the flu on that first show in Houston, is still continuing to recover, which might explain why he's only doing one song each night. I think we should also note that these videos can be a little misleading as well. In general, phone microphones tend to highlight and focus on the loudest things happening in front of it. And obviously at a concert, it's going to be the drums and the vocals. And it also doesn't help that the Stones mixers really ride the levels on the mix during a live show. They tend to bring up and bring down Keith and Ronnie frequently throughout the night, so you never really get to completely evenly hear what they're doing evenly throughout a song. So oftentimes through these videos, you can see Keith do things, yet you can't really hear him. So that really affects your opinion of what's going on. Long story short, we can't really trust this footage completely. To get the real story, you have to be there in person. You know, there could be a myriad of reasons why things are the way they are right now. You know, from Keith recuperating from the flu to inconsistent camera footage. I mean, we could go on, but at the end of the day, we have to realize that when it comes to the Stones in 2024, out there on the road playing a 2-hour show, this is the Wild West, folks. This has never been done. This is uncharted territory for a rock and roll band. How do you continue to play this music at a point when your body begins to betray you? That's really the question. What does rock and roll look and sound like when it's played by the guys who had a hand in inventing it? Well, we're watching it right now. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already. Hangfire will be your go-to place for everything to do with the Hackney Diamonds tour. I leave you now with some amazing shots as taken by some fantastic Stones fans the last couple of nights on the tour. My thanks to the amazing photographers. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Hangfire.